So what's this Eco-Renovation open homes all about in Stroud? Well, basically it's about encouraging folk to look at renewables and perhaps consider some more energy efficiency measures for their own homes. So what we've done, we started off in 2008 with 12 houses, a whole range of different houses that we opened to the public. This last year we've had over 20 houses opened, and the idea is that people have a chance to go round, to look at the houses and see what measures might be possible for their own house. So they can talk to the owners, is PV suitable, is perhaps solar thermal suitable, they can look at wood pellet boilers, they can see different types of insulation, internal insulation perhaps, external insulation, even look at sort of things like LED lighting, and they can talk to the owners and see, well, is this perhaps suitable for my house or not? And we've got a whole range of different houses. We've got everything from your sort of grand designs, modern, new, fancy house, to Cotswold stone houses, to your ordinary brick house on a new estate, to Grade 2 listed. So there's a whole range of different types of properties with different measures they've all taken, and people can pick and choose the houses they want to go and look at. Well, we're now on our way to visit some of the homeowners and talk to some of the visitors of open homes. We've also got an organised minibus safari going around the homes, and an organised walk and organised cycle ride that take in the different homes.
Two gauges on the machine which give you the temperature of the water in the tank and the temperature of the water on the panel. And as soon as there is a temperature difference, the pump kicks in. Tanks like this, put in a house, that then sort of says, well, where are we going to put the clothes now, or where are we going to put the children's things that they collect? And you think, well, this is the only thing you can say. Just bear in mind that you've got to build this in. Maybe in the garage you put it somewhere else, but you've got to build it into the system.
And the rest of the year, obviously variable. On sunny days it gives you a bit of hot water, but of course on all the days when it's not making enough for a shower, it's still taking water from ground temperature to vaguely tepid, so your boiler's only having to get it from tepid to showerable. So the boiler's doing a lot less work on bright sunny days, even when it's freezing out. You might kind of run your hand under the tap and go, oh, I'll wash up in an hour, it's sunny now, this isn't hot enough, but in an hour it will be. So you kind of manage I'll stay smelly for another 2 hours, you know, you know that there'll be hot water soon. It's quite fun, and you're more careful with your hot water as well.
Oh, that's your thermal store?
Yeah, right. So what we have is a thermal store, which is this great big thing. Holds 560 litres of water. And that is a closed tank. The water in there, it stays in there. Okay, that's the first thing you have to understand about it. So the water is a source of heat in terms of our demands. So we've got two demands on it. One is hot water, one is central heating. The central heating is under the floor, so in pipes under the floor, so that runs at a low temperature, not like a high temperature like a traditional heating system. And then our other demand is domestic hot water, obviously, and that's, say, 50 degrees coming out of the taps. So that's what we use it for. And how it delivers that for us is that there are this is the easiest way to explain, three loops that attach to this. One is the gas heating circuit. It's a ordinary condensing gas boiler. Lots of people have got these. There's nothing special about it. The solar loop, you'll be able to see the solar panels just go out in the back garden. So there's a loop of those going into the tank. And the wood pellet loop, wood pellet boiler heating water to a loop into the tank.
And what made you do the work on your house in the first place?
As I say, mainly the peak oil and climate change stuff. We were burning a lot of gas to keep warm, and it was not sustainable. And gas is at some stage going to get a lot more expensive, and it's going to run out at some point. And we wanted our home to be sustainable, to be habitable when the oil and the gas ran out.
And is the external insulation the main thing that you've had done to your home?
Yes, it's the main thing. If you go right up to the roof there, you can see the edge of the photovoltaic cells that were put on this year, showing right on the edge of the roof there. So we're now generating slightly more electricity than we're using. We've also put in a wood-burning stove with a top boiler, and that has made a big difference. That now is enough to keep the house warm. But yes, the external insulation is
We also have the Installers Fair on Saturday, and that's a chance for people to come in and talk to some of the companies that are installing some of these things, so they can talk, is PV suitable for them, and get some idea of perhaps costs, perhaps compare with other companies, and also a chance to understand a bit more about what do feed-in tariffs mean, what can they mean, what sort of costs are they involved, what sort of income could there be, and there's great tea and coffee there. We had a brilliant cafe, and in fact had over 300 people come through on the Saturday in this last year. Well, one of the things we had at the Installers Fair this year, we were very privileged to have the international launch of a new book about sustainable housing by Chris Bird, and the MP Neil Carmichael happened to drop in just as we were launching the book, which was good, so there was a good photo opportunity there.
So, just tell me how you heard about Open Homes Weekend. So you've come from Gloucester?
Yes, yeah. We've come from Gloucester. I came with a friend shopping to Stroud.
Oh, nice.
And picked up a leaflet in one of the shops.
Okay.
And saw it in there.
Right.
And we've got a house that needs some work on it, and we're interested in what eco work we can do on it. And it just seemed an ideal opportunity, really.
And how many houses have you been to see this weekend?
6 or 7. Yeah, 6 or 7. 3 today.
4 yesterday.
4 yesterday, yeah.
And have you found it helpful?
Very much, yeah.
I've found it, because we have done a lot of research ourselves, and you can find out a lot these days, and there's places you can go, like the Build Store in Swindon, but to actually see it in real live houses and see the sort of challenges, I suppose, people have had to deal with has been very helpful, very, very helpful.
Yeah, having an end user perspective on it, and seeing different approaches to the same problem, internal versus external insulation and things like that, and how people have dealt with internal insulation and preserving character features or not, and that kind of thing has been enlightening. It's good.
Thank you very much, that's great. That'll do nicely. So can you just say why you've come for the weekend?
Well, we came in 2008 and really found it fascinating to see such a variety of homes. And what was really great was that you could talk to people, not only about how they did it, but the costs involved and how well it worked after the installation. So,
how many of the houses did you look at?
Oh, there was a new flats development that had a windmill on the roof, and there was the Spring Hill,
co-housing.
The co-housing.
Yes. Yeah.
And that was really interesting.
Yeah.
Lots of aspects of that were interesting. And we spoke to 2 or 3 of the homeowners.
So what would you say is the main benefit of the Open Homes Weekend?
I think it's just being able to talk to the owners. So you're not just talking to manufacturers or the retailers. You actually get to see people who've installed it and what they've gone through, why they've done it, and the cost. I mean, most importantly, is it worthwhile doing this?
Yeah.
That's the most
About all the marketing.
Lovely, thank you very much.
And the figures are there were 1,000 visits over the weekend. There were 30 people came to a preview evening with a couple of talks, and there must have been about 300 people came to an Eco-Fair, which is an exchange on the Saturday. And people came from Salisbury and Hereford and Evesham and Wales, and so I think it was a very successful event. The sun was shone.
So Nick, what made you decide that you could open your home to visitors?
We had done a lot of work insulating it on the outside, putting in a wood-burning stove and putting photovoltaic panels on the roof and passive solar to heat water. And we did it because we want to deal with the issues of peak oil and climate change. And we thought, having done all that work and given that there is all this amazing open homes infrastructure set up to display homes, then if we can show other people what we've done and encourage them to do the same, then that will add to the benefit of us doing it on our home.
So have you enjoyed it, the weekend?
Yes, it's very full on. There's been a lot of people coming to visit, but they're all people who are very excited and interested in the same things that we are, so it's nice to engage with people and to pick up that excitement. obviously the excitement's slightly worn off for us. We've done a lot of hard work that has dulled the edge a bit of the excitement. So it's nice to reconnect with that initial enthusiasm to improve homes.